Testing, testing, sound in Manchester. 10 bobs in meter. Fingers crossed. The delay. Oh, we're on telly, though. We're on telly.
We're back.
We are back.
Ready to go again.
Oh.
Just a few slight technical issues, but hoping to be back up and running.
As soon as, please let us know on the images. The sound is fine now, all good, says the Black Flash. Mickey Spillane's got a pint of Strongbow in his hand and he says it's great. Hick. Welcome back, yeah. And I know it's frustrating. And I know people don't like to see any kind of stoppages and pauses and the streams this and the streams that. There's no need to abuse us in the chat box. Technology's technology. And let me tell you, I've got the power, so I've used it. And I don't care. So it is what it is. We don't do it on purpose. Is it broke, says Lenny. We are back. Katie says the sound is fine. Tech is unpredictable. Letting the power get to his head. It's the first time spanned. Span, it's the first time in 14 years I've ever had it. It's taken 14 years to actually get the power. They've let me loose.
Tower's got the power.
They've let me loose with the with the buttons. But we are back, and as soon as play. So as soon as the players come back, you'll see their picture in picture as soon as they come back. So ask a question. Ask RJ, did it cash in the last 14 months? Well, he's still got shoes on his feet, so it must be good. It must be good. Ask him what he had for breakfast this morning.
Yeah,
come on.
It was a nice breakfast. A little smoothie. What did you have for breakfast, Tower?
He's going to show you what to do here.
Yeah. Okay, just that button, yeah. Okay.
Oh, good happen. They've just left Jay in charge.
Yeah, of basically the stream. So we'll see how we get on with it. But hopefully now we can just run smoothly through. But we are on a bit bigger delay now. Is that right?
Yeah, because obviously the pictures were slowly catching up. I think we're 10 minutes behind, but we're still live to the world. We don't mind.
No,
we are still live when it comes back, and you'll get the 2 hours of the new table. Have we got the new list? That's the question.
That's something.
Or am I going to have to leave you to go running to the table?
Yeah, I can have a little jog,
go on then.
Round the card room, and get the table.
Off you go. So we're back. Nobody likes it breaking down more than us. We sat there and it's just one of them things. Friday afternoon. It is what it is. Big Dave's in the house. Big Dave's in the building. So we are back. Dave, here he comes. That was quick. Nobody noticed that you'd actually disappeared.
There you go. But got the new feature table for us.
Awesome.
After the break.
Anybody on it that we know?
Yeah, there's a few names, quite a few. We've got Tom Middleton.
Middy's on the table.
Middy is on the table.
Remember on the videos when he turned up with Jake Cody and JP and Matt Perrins all at the same time, and the One Direction turning up.
One Direction. But yeah, Middy's going to be in seat 1 in 2. Goliath winner, I think in 2016, might have been 2017. Vamshi Vandanapu.
Won himself
a satellite seat.
Not only one.
Oh, did he win 2?
He played them both days.
And got 2. 6. Good going
Man
from
on
him.
fire.
In 3, Ryan O'Sullivan. In 4, Ethan Brown. In 5, Simon Daver.
Good player, young Ethan Brown.
Yeah, plays a lot in Luton.
Good
See
player.
a lot of Ethan in
He
Luton.
looks like he should still be at school.
Yeah, he does look quite
And
young.
probably, I don't know if what he looks like now. We'll soon find out. But to me, in the last few years, it looks like he still should be at school.
He still does look pretty young, but he's been around for 4 or 5 years. So I reckon he must be in late 20s. But Simon Daver going to be in trap 5. Michael Brown in 6. In 7 is Dragas Bulgaria, and in 8 Stephen Lockett, and 9 is Baz Hussein.
Baz won himself a seat last night.
So 2 satellite winners on the featured. When we eventually get back,
We're just starting to take the seats now, so 3 minutes to go, and then we're back for a 2-hour session up to the 60-minute dinner break. And it's just been confirmed there is no Battle of Malta this year live. You can't go and throw away your money. You can't go and party for 23 hours out of the 24 hours
you know what? I
in a
remember
day.
one of the best nights I had out there in 2019. I went out with a few of my mates. We went out drinking. It must have been 4 or 5 in the morning. We were just walking down the street. And I turned around. I thought, I know that voice. I see you sat there with Ludo, a few dealers, and I sat at the table with you, and we were drinking for hours there.
Yeah.
But I just remember walking down the street. I thought, I know that voice.
Great trip. I know Grosvenor got heavily involved with the Battle of Malta and the satellites, and there were so many Brits over there. It's a shame it's not on, but at this moment in time, Malta has only a 5-handed cap on table, so it's just impossible to run. Guessing they're already looking at 2022, so we'll be back for, and I know Grosvenor will be heavily involved next year regarding the Battle of Malta, but it has been confirmed there is no Battle of Malta live, which is a bit of a shame. But it is what it is, because the world is slowly getting back to some kind of normality. So it is what it is. The honey and lemon tea is ready. The players are coming round the table. Can you get rid of these ugly 2 mugs for us?
Yeah.
Do you know what button to press?
It might all go down again, because this is. We'll see
I'm
how
not
we get
lucky.
on.
I am not lucky.
I've been told what to do. We're good. Stream's still on.
Get you.
We're gone.
Tech, I tell you what, it just increases tech vocabulary. Oh, good man, you're a star.
Bunny Trick says, "Where's the hat?" Yeah, this is probably the only time you've ever seen me without a hat on when I'm doing commentary.
It's in Amsterdam. Do you ever wear it?
Not the replica, not that one. I've always got a hat on, but it's just not.
You have.
It's
It's only a baseball cap now, isn't it?
It's just not. It's just not the tea cozy.
Nino says, why can't you play Grosvenor satellites from Holland? Unfortunately, it's just one of those things. It's a UK based client of iPoker, and Grosvenor is just one of those. Are we still elbowing it?
We are.
C4's in the building for 5 minutes.
I've had to smuggle things in.
The dinner's just arrived.
I've had to go past the
Good lad. Good lad. It's not Berrynew Road unless we end up with the samosas from Mr. Look at those. Love you.
Here you are.
Love you.
There's one for Mr. Boozy, but
Yeah, he's just nipped out to.
I see.
Look at that.
You are the man.
The C4's the man. He's just turned up with
Unless Tower
samosas.
wants to only have one.
No, there's 2 in there.
No, but
I only
Surely
need
that's
one,
his
mate.
Towers box.
I won't even eat one. I'll
Thank
have
you very
probably
much.
3/4. They're massive.
You're a star. Thank you very much indeed.
so we need a picture with
Are we
the
playing anything?
We need a picture with the samosas.
Are we playing anything? Go on then, we'll have the samosas. Give us, let us know.
Yeah, here we go. Cheese. Good lad.
We've got the selfie for Asif's Facebook.
Well, you know, actually they've never been actually pulled.
Yeah. Well, nice to see you, man. I know you're not playing today because it's a bit too busy, and we're just getting back to normal. So
No, it's good.
the Battle of Malta's
it's
the Battle of Malta has officially been cancelled this year.
Oh, have they?
Just now, literally just now.
Oh, the Maltese are using a. They've got 5-table rule at the moment, from what I know. Because
Yeah.
I'm on some of their forums.
Yeah, it has been cancelled. So we're gonna get back to the table because we missed 20 minutes of the last session because of the tech problems, and it's good to see Midi. So we are gonna concentrate on the poker for the next 2 hours. We'll be in the chat box as always, as you know, but we will be mainly concentrating on the thing. Mainly concentrating on the feature because we're in level number 3.
I'm the official block.
And Vamshi is back in the room in seat number 2. Won himself the Goliath.
I was looking forward to offering my room to.
Battle of Malta?
Yeah.
I don't think he used it, did he?
No, but that's what I liked about
The cleaner walked in the room and thought, well, that'll do.
I think there was a 3 days. I think it was. I just didn't come back to the room.
I didn't see him.
He just didn't come back to the room.
Room share, you know.
I just somehow would play, go out drinking, not go to sleep, go and play the next day, go out drinking
They may hold
again.
the Battle of Malta Festival though. That's different. Sorry, the Malta Festival.
Yeah, because that's later in the year as well. So
It's like a couple of weeks later.
Yeah.
And what it is in the Hilton, you've actually got a lot more room.
yeah,
You feel like, you know, in the Battle of Malta area, it's very congested.
Yeah.
yeah.
And you know, just going through the corridor.
I am sure it'll be back for 2022, and Grosvenor will be on the case for the satellite. So we're looking forward to that. But unfortunately, anybody who was looking for Malta, it is being cancelled for 2021.
It's one of the best spots as well. Cheap food and Hugo's Burgers. Hugo's Burgers. Okay, Jack.
So back to the game.
Cheers, I say.
Thanks to C4. We will see you in the card room. He's on his deliveries. Dean will be getting one very
By
shortly.
the way, this could be a plus point or a negative point. Now, if the
That'll
final,
be one or the other then.
well, if the final table's running deep on Sunday,
Are you bringing the curry in?
or you don't know what I'm bringing in.
What we got on the cards here
We're on
for
it.
Sunday.
I'm going to the wedding at 7 o'clock, and it's only actually literally about half a mile from here, and they will have trays of everything left over.
See you Sunday, son.
It's not
Platter.
it's
It'll
not
be-
Brad Simpson catering for that wedding, is it?
It'll be platter time.
We'll see you Sunday then, pal.
But I think I've finished about 11, so about 11ish. So if you're running deep, around
Yeah.
about 11, you get free food.
Awesome.
All right, see you later.
Nice
Cheers,
one.
Sue.
Cheers, Asif. Asif on the samosa trail comes in, supplies the samosas to everybody around the room, and then just departs. He's done it for the last 5 years. The weasel says, "Go on, Ryan, my son." Ryan sat in seat number 3, texting all his mates that he's on telly. So we've got this table until the dinner break. So 2 hours.
Yeah, dinner break's probably going to be around
5-ish.
o'clock for
Yeah.
us today on the street.
Yep. Lines 1, 2 with a 2. Hand 65 of the day. 1, 2, that's pretty normal, isn't it? Maybe
Yeah.
a bit high, actually. Oh, we were 4-handed, weren't we, for a while? We were 4-handed for a while. Vamshi. The big slick. Stephen.
Comes in with a 3-bet, what looks like to 1,500. And action going to be back on Stephen with the pocket 5s and the low jack here. Makes the call, heads up.
Ace, king, queen, flop. Very nice.
Vamshi.
Not for the 5s.
Yep. Top 2. Massive
That'll
flop
do.
for us.
Yeah, that'll do. Is there any real reason to be calling with the pocket pair on a flop so high?
Just muck it, especially in a 3-bet pot.
We're
tower.
obviously set mine, and it's like, well, I
It's-
know I need
yeah.
a 5.
It's not even that. Like when the flop comes like this, you've just got to get out of the way because Vamshi, once he 3-bets us on the button, this is just smashes its range completely. He's got all the nutted hands here.
Yeah.
Obviously, Steve has actually raised here with the 5s to 4.2, making a little move. That's actually could be a bad card for us for Vamshi because Stephen could have ace queen potentially in his range here. That's why Vamshi chose to check back, keep some potential bluffs that he can have with the 5s, for example here. But
I'd love to see the river. It's on check
not
again.
going for value on the river on
it's
the
a
6. Would have liked to see a value bet once it's checked over to us. Maybe the flush does get there, but we have the king of spades in our hand, so very can't be possible for our opponent to have king x of spades, which is a pair and flush draw on flop, which may elect to raise. But Vamshi not choosing to go for the thin value.
Paul Musson, hi guys, how many are registered today and how many are left? 160 have registered, there are 141 left. The prize pool currently stands at £306,900. Late reg all day long, plus a turbo. Going to be looking at 460,000 in the prize pool. So great numbers yet again. We've only lost 19 players. I'm saying only. It's still quite a few. So good to see Middy back on the feature tables. He was in London for the first leg of 2021 last month. It's great to see him back. Such a great lad, great to talk to, and as we know, he can play a bit as well. When do you reckon the last legs to late reg would make it profitable? In the long structure, not the turbo this evening. Well, if you're buying today 2 directly on the Saturday, you've still got 16.5 bigs. So if you're comfortable at playing a sub 20 big stack, there isn't really any time not to play. It depends on the person themselves. You're going to get the likes of, we all know the names like Terry and Albert, who 16 bigs is massive and we're just going to, every chip's available at any time during any hand. We understand that. But yeah, they're just looking there. Ethan thought he got 2 pair and it was a winner, and Simon didn't actually see the flush with the 8 deuce. So yeah, any stack. But the last level to reg, with the blinds at 500, 1,000, gives you 20 bigs, and obviously drops it down a little bit after that. So it's your own preference. It really is your own preference on how you want to play it. At which level would you feel comfortable? Because obviously you sometimes think if you do late reg that you're short stacked and you've got to flick it in straight away. With 20 bigs in the last level, it's still not the case. All right, you're not going to be able to 3-bet very often. Certainly not 3-bet fold. But it's an interesting one. If you like 25 bigs, then level 9 of the day is perfect.
Yeah, I've just popped out, got back, see the question. I'm assuming you're answering from Dan.
Yeah.
I think depending how confident you are in your ability. If you're confident playing any stack size, then you're probably late reg at any time. But I always say in these tournaments on the hour clock, just try and get in from the start. There's just scenarios that can happen in the first level with people that are going to give away their chips easily, where you can really get a foothold in the comp if you get an early double up or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you're confident at playing, whether it be 30 big stacks, 16 big, which would be the start of day 2, then flick it in whenever you're ready.
Yeah, and then obviously if you just want to buy today 2 in a smaller event with 8.5 bigs and you fancy a complete flip like the Zhang banger did, Michael Zhang ends up winning the side event. Kelly Saxby, good afternoon, Kel.
How you doing, Kelly?
Oh, she's not. She can't make Manchester, but she's on her way to Coventry in 3 weeks' time. Cuddles will be ready. Cuddles will be available at a small price of an extra cuddle. Miss you. But have a good time in the Vic, and we will see you in Coventry. We've missed everybody, but it's lovely to have you on board, Kel. And she gets a lot of love in the chat boxes, does Kelly?
So Middy, Ace Jack suited under the gun at +2, raising up to 500. Vamshi going to pill the Queen Jack here in the low jack. Some players may just choose to fold this one versus early position open, especially from a very competent player. Obviously, don't need to mention the resume that Middy's got since he started playing poker. I'm sure everyone watching will know who he is. But that's obviously why Vamshi's made a bit of a loose call. Just flops the stones with Queen Jack on King 10-9. Bet of 1k here. Queen on the turn would be pretty brutal. But it's 3 of diamonds. And going to call once with our Broadway draw and an overcard as Middy, but facing this double barrel, have to get out of the way now. Just not going to call ace high. A good little table this. I think Ryan in seat 3, he was on my table day 2 of the mini main for a couple of hours, I think a few hours, seemed to play very well. Seemed to do everything pretty right, didn't see him get out of line too much. Very interested to see how he plays. Got Ethan in seat 4, he plays a lot in Luton. Definitely had a few cashes in GUKPT mains over the years. And Middy's turn to open again. Queen 10 suited this time, UTG +1. And Ryan Ace Jack in the low jack. Going to be continuing here. And opts to continue in the form of a 3-bet. Makes it 1500. These players over 100 big blinds deep. Middy not going to be folding the Queen 10 suited once it gets back round to him. Very nice hand, lots of playability. We are out of position, but this deep, want to be continuing here. Lots of good flops for us with the Queen 10 of hearts. So heads up to the flop, which is 6, 7, 8. So might see Ryan choose not to continue here. Yeah, I like the check here with the Ace Jack. It's just a lot better board for Middy's range. He's got the 6s, 7s, 8s. So we're probably going to be less inclined to 3-bet than pre-flop. So Middy's got all the sets here. He's got the 9, 10 suited as well. And ace on the turn here now for Ryan. We can probably come in for a bet, start trying to get value from worse hands. Obviously deny equity to hands like the one Middy has. Queen 10 can make a straight. Not letting him have a free one, but better 1.2 here. Do have a gut shot, but Middy thinks better of it, just gets out of the way. Yeah, Dan says Ryan's a cash grinder in Manchester, very good player. That's the thing with these tournaments as well, like when we've got the 1Ks, well 1250 in this instance, you get players that may just grind cash and not really be tournament players that might come and sit down and take a shot at it, but they're still very, very good. Obviously, if they can grind cash and make a living out of that, they can probably make a profit out of tournaments as well. It's obviously a completely different kettle of fish, cash and tournament poker, but it's still hold'em. The fundamentals will still be there. Vamshi, King Queen suited, under the gun +1, makes it 600, and Dragos here with Ace Jack on the button. 3-bet to 1.5k. 2.5x over Vamshi's open. Vamshi King Queen suited, not going anywhere. Makes the call, and it's heads up to the flop. Dragos with less than 2 SPR here. And these two hands can tangle on certain action flops. That's not going to be one of them. 8-7-6, 2 diamonds. And Dragos choosing to continue the ace-jack here. But same as before, probably going to lean more towards checking on that board more often than not. The bet gets through this time, but just in terms of hands that we're supposed to have and our opponent's supposed to have. So that sheet, very active so far, but every hand that he's opened, been fine to open. 4s this time, under the gun. Jack 10 of spades for Michael in the hijack, lovely hand. This will be continuing. Opts to just call. Vamshi has open under the gun, so just doesn't want a free bet, just play in position versus the UTG opener. Stephen going to make a loose pill though on the button, the Jack 8 wants to get involved, and that's going to bring Baz in and Midi in the big blind, both making the call, and we've got 5-way action. King, Queen, 3, 2 diamonds. So not much for anyone here. Baz actually has the best of it with second pair, but Michael with the up and down straight draw with the Jack 10. I've gone 5-way here, so always got to tread carefully in these multi-way pots. There's plenty of hands out there. And Vamshi is going to come in for a 1.2k bet here into the whole field with the pocket 4s after opening under the gun. See, it is a good board for our range, opening UTG, but as I mentioned a lot, when you do start going multi-way, you do want to reduce that c-bet frequency. And this ace on the turn is just what Michael wanted to see. Turns the stones. Not going to get any action from Vamshi here. Still want to be betting here. There's no need to check Vamshi opening under the gun. There's so many hands that he can have here that will call. But on this occasion, he's just got the pocket 4s, so going to have to get out the way. Thank you.
Hey, you've got to love Asifo, haven't you? When he brings in the goodies.
Mate, lovely.
Filled a nice little one. Manchester Day 1B. Very short stacks on these tables, and there's nobody taking the lead at all, is there? 26,000. There's cheap lead after 2.5 levels. It's no big stack. It's like a table of newbies.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like a full table of newbies, isn't it? Big Tony Cartwright, who would have been on the feature table if he'd have turned up. That was him in the red. He walked through the door as I were wandering through the card room at the break. I said, "You've done it on purpose, haven't you?" I said, "What do you mean?" I said, "You're supposed to be on the feature table." He went, you know me, I'd only fold all day long anyway. Card room is busy. 160 runners the last time we saw.
So Ethan opening the ace 10, UTG +1. And the Baz on the button will be calling with the pocket eights, and Vamshi finds the boots in the big blind.
The boots, baby. And Baz with the snowman.
This is tiny from Vamshi. Alarm bells might be going off if I'm sitting there as Baz. I know we got pocket eights. I'm still calling getting this price because if we make a set, it's pretty clear that Vamshi, once he free bets to this size, probably want to expect him 3k or more after an open and a call, and we're out of position to both players. But he's actually free bet very small here, 2k. It's very small out of position after an open and a call. Vamshi, lots of results. Plays a lot of poker. So I'm assuming he'd be balanced in this spot, and he would have.
He was
some
relatively
bluffs.
unknown as well when he won the Goliath,
he was,
wasn't he?
He was, but since then he's been regular on the tour. We see a lot of him. Just a Jack Deuce free rainbow flop, and expect to see a C bet here from Vamshi, especially Baz peeling on the button after Ethan's open. He'll have a lot of like Jack Queen suited, Jack 10 suited, Ace Jack off, King Jack suited in there as well. As well as pocket pairs, like here for example, 4s through 10s, about 1.6, and expect to see Baz maybe call once here. We are still ahead of Ace King, Ace Queen, although what would go through my head is Ace King or Ace Queen really going to free bet to that size out of position. Surely they'd choose a larger size. There's 7 of hearts on the turn, and like to see Vamshi come in for another street of value here, sizing up a little from his flop bet so we can potentially shove most rivers. I think all rivers would be a shove with this hand except maybe a jack, which we'd obviously be cautious about. But here comes Vamshi looking for the second street, 4.2, and now if I'm Baz, I think we just let this one go. We are getting 3 to 1 on the call, but it just comes down to that free bet size in pre. It's very, does set off the alarm bells. And the thing is, if you are playing, you want to free bet the same size out of position almost all the time with your whole range that you're going to be free betting, because the better players will pick up on it. And it just means they can make like good, tight, exploitable laydowns. Good fold from Baz there on the turn, not getting sticky. But nice little hand there for Vamshi with the aces.
Plenty going on this Sunday on line, 50,000 closer at 7 o'clock, £110 in, 50,000 guarantee. The live stream free roll is on at 6. We'll give you the password for that during the afternoon. Plenty and plenty of satellites for Goliath. They are running all day, every day. Goliath, 250,000 guarantee, 25th of August until the 30th. The sportsbook on day 3 will be having the live betting for the players that remain. Late reg for the closer till 10:30 at night. £5 feeders running all the time. And this year the Goliath Online, there's multiple day ones. Are you playing? Are you flicking it in?
I can't. I don't think. I'm on a golf trip that weekend.
Are you?
Yeah.
I'm
going to a place called Dale Hill.
Dale Hill.
I think it's in Sussex. 16 of us. We've got a little golf trip society. Went on one last year. I was off 36 last year. I'm playing off better handicap.
Yeah, I should have 31 now. Multiple flights for Goliath. Day 1A the Wednesday, then B, C, D and E is the turbo on the Sunday.
So Dragos, after opening the King Queen here, decides to continue. Would have much preferred to see a check on this ace high board. There's it's one of them situations when you have a hand like King Queen here or an Ace King Deuce that you're either pretty far behind or well ahead. There's not really any turn cards that should change much. See, we're behind to Ace X, maybe a bit of deception as well. There's not really a bad turn card that can come for us with King Queen on Ace King Deuce, but did decide to bet it into 3 players and did actually get value from 2 worse hands. But Midi here has actually rivered the best of it, kings and 5s. So once checked to him, he's going to have the green light to value bet this. Got to make the assumption that our opponents are going to lead 2 pair or better after turn, checking through. So Midi takes it 3.7, and Vamshi, which is queen high, can't call, maybe thinking about raising potentially, but lets it go. And now Dragos got to try and break this one down and think, what hands do we beat? And there's not really much once the 7 of diamonds rolls off on the turn. Just really the Broadway holdings, the queen jacks, jack 10s, queen 10s. Good fold there from Dragos.
So back to the action. Ding ding, who's the T-boy, says Gary. Well, considering he should have got first ones in this morning,
Yeah,
I got the first ones this morning. But never mind.
We did just
We're
shout
sharing.
Yeah, we are. Being nice today.
Yes, we're sharing. We're sharing the role.
10-5 deuce rainbow, 5-way action here. And Stephen, I think, has the best hand here with pocket threes. He does. Even though it's 5-way action, somehow manages to find a bet as well, and it's probably going to work.
And it does. What time does the turbo start tonight? Is it 8 p.m. or on the app, as on the app, or is it 9 p.m. on social media? That needs changing. It's definitely 8.
Yeah, the schedule on the GUKPT website I think it says 9 o'clock, but on the
Does
app
it?
it's 8. Yeah.
All right, okay. Well, we need to get that changed. Can we confirm 8 o'clock? It was pushed. Yes, that's right. It was pushed to 9 in London because of space and how busy London was for day 1B. So I'm just guessing that it's just been, unfortunately, copy and pasted or just passed on to 9 o'clock. It is 8 p.m. as it stands and as it states on the app. Right, when you tell him about the app, you just tell him that the satellite's still live. Oh, is it? No. So yes, the turbo and the 20-minute clock throughout with the 20,000 starting stack is definitely 8 p.m. Ben. If you come down tonight, good luck.
So it falls to Simon, chooses to open the old Jack 9 in the cut-off, and going to be raise and take, no action for him. So Simon and Michael, both with pocket 3s. Baz with the 6-4 suited, complete whiff for everyone here. First sign of aggression, probably going to take this one down. Checks through, and we're going to see a turn, which is the 8 of spades. Be surprised if this doesn't check through again. Four on the river, the 6-4 river's
the
it.
6-4 river's
Gets
it.
there on the end.
Probably checked all the way down. Oh no, Baz is going for a bit of value. Go on, Baz. Satellited in last night.
Guess maybe trying to get called by ace high from Baz here. Both pairs of pocket 3s fold. I just, even as Baz there, maybe just check that spot. Don't think we can ever get called by worse than that spot. Literally the next hand down, both our opponents had and snap folded.
Has Jamie Nixon reloaded? I don't think I've seen Jamie.
I haven't seen him yet today.
I've only been in the card room probably twice since it started at 12. We have news.
Yeah, we've got some good news for poker players at least.
Yes, we have a Tower exclusive. Or a J exclusive.
It's up to you, Targon. You can have the limelight.
They were talking about the 30-30. There were a couple of people saying the clock's wrong. Are you going to restructure it? They are now doing, for the rest of the year on the 30-30s, a 40-minute clock throughout the tournament.
Whole way through.
The whole way through, and 11 levels played on the day ones.
Which is perfect, because that's around 7.
You instantly worked out how I thought it was. Yeah. I was still doing 40 by 3 and then adding another 40 and adding it again.
Just under 7.5 hours, perfect for a day one, not a long day. So I think it's going to work really well, and we've already had really good success with them tournaments. Yeah. Prize pools have been huge, and we've had already 2 6-figure prize pools.
I know.
Leeds and obviously earlier this week in Manchester.
Yeah, so the 30-30 is now on a 40-minute clock throughout, and 11 levels, so you're not playing tired poker. And that's good for all the poker players, like Jay's just said. 6-figure prize pools are just brilliant. If you didn't hear the news about the Battle of Malta, I know a lot of people don't go over to Malta, but Grosvenor Poker Online do a lot of satellites to the Battle of Malta, and they sent over loads of qualifiers last year. It's been cancelled, and they're on about they're trying to get it signed off for May for next year, which would be good.
Would you be out there, Tower, do you think?
All being well with the GUKPT, obviously we'd have to schedule, and if it fits into the schedule, then I think the Battle of Malta is as a what was it, €500 event?
Yeah, €550.
Million guarantee. Took 1.9 million last time, and so it's a cracking tournament. Andy Hill's final table, the last one, with his short hair. You won't recognise him now.
I haven't seen Andy in a long time. So Midi amping up the aggression. Queen Jack suited here. 3-bet bluff out the small blind and gets a fold from a dominated hand. Nice little play from him there. Just understanding how wide the button should be opening once folded to him into the blinds. And picks up an uncontested one with just queen high.
See, two messages straight away. Spanned, it's going to be a long day too. And then Luke Simpson says it's great news. So it is. They're trying to make it into a decent comp. Don't forget, it's £400. It's not your £10 rebuy. It's a £400 comp, 50,000 guarantee.
Nearly a GUKPT 500.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
I remember watching that. I remember watching the pros thing when Trig said on the live stream that Andy Hills looks like Jesus and runs like God. I remember watching that.
You've got King 10 at 7, 2 club flop, another multi-way hand here, and we actually got a bit of action because 2 players flopping the flush draw. Vamshi with the second nut flush draw and Michael with the nut flush draw. The club did happen to roll off. Could see potentially the biggest pot of the day so far. This is checked through again, and the pair of aces of Michael is going to take this one down. I'm not going for any value. We are 5-way. Maybe he just thinks he can't really get called by anything worse.
The Samosa man.
Looks like Baz is going to take a stab at it.
Yeah, come back.
So 1.6 bet from Baz. And Stephen gets out of the way with the 5s. Tough board to call with. Tough call. So yeah, the 30-30 is a 40-minute clock throughout and playing 11 levels. What did they play? 13? Or 12? I think it was 13.
Not sure, Tower, on that one. I think it was more the thing that people were complaining about was the clock just being reduced 10 minutes.
Yeah. If I'd initially done it, I'd have done the 30-minute levels for day 1 and then 40 minutes for day 2. If we went day 2, we got obviously got a lot better play, and you're playing for chunks. So it seems to have worked out, and Jim has come in and said the news is it's a 40-minute clock throughout. The 25-25s will return next year as well, plus hopefully the seasonal specials. There's not any news regarding the seasonal specials yet, but hopefully everything comes back that used to be. The deep stacks, the 25-25s, the 30-30s will remain as well. So it could be a full calendar for you guys, picking and choosing where to play at some points.
Ryan choosing a good hand here to come in for the 3-bet bluff. Suited gapper. Good playability. Vamshi going to be opening fairly wide on the button. Thought Vamshi might let that one go, facing a 3-bet, but decided to peel the 10-8 off here in position. A7-3, and this is just going to go Ryan's way. It's actually Ryan in the pot here, not Ethan. But Vamshi with 10-8 here, just going to find it so hard to continue on an ace-high board. Really surprised to see him peel the 3-bet in the first place. But all the graphics of this hand are incorrect. It's actually a 3-bet pot, and it's Ryan in it, not Ethan, and he gets the job done. Nice little play though, 9-7 of hearts. You will see that a lot when 3-bets out the small blind versus late position opens as bluffs. Be a lot better than just flatting. When you flatten the small blind, it's gonna give the big blind a great price to come in. So then splitting your equity 3 ways rather than heads up. As well as that, obviously you've got to act first on every street. You've also got the factor of the matter when the original opener continues, we then call in the small blind. There's always potential with the big blind still behind us to have a hand and raise. There's just a lot of bad things that can happen, and 3-betting takes away a few of them things. You get the pot heads up, and then always you've got the betting lead. You can take it down with your C-bet yourself. Just a lot more things can happen for us. As Ryan should open this on the button, the old suited gapper, 7-5. And Simon not choosing to defend the 10-8.
No, it's not the 30-40. The actual 25-25 initially was a 25,000 starting stack with a 25,000 guarantee.
Yeah,
that's what it was. It got nothing to do with the clock. So the 30-30 initially was a 30,000 starting stack with a 30,000 guarantee. Before the Delta card, in the 30-30, they'd already decided to make it a 50,000 guarantee. So the name itself is a little bit confusing, but they'll rebrand it, and it's obviously just getting through the year, and it is what it is. But that's how the initial thing. It was nothing to do with the clock. It was initial 25-25 was 25,000 starting stack on a 25,000 guarantee. So they will think about it come the end of the year, get through the end of the year, and then with the 25-25s coming back as well, then all will be good for next year. But as soon as it was announced, Jay says, "Yep, that is so much better."
Yeah, it is.
And like you say, you're not playing as long for Star Wii. Span says it'll be a longer day too if you're in it.
Yeah. Well, I say you don't mind a long day too if you've got chunks up top.
Absolutely not. I don't mind missing sleep if I'm winning to £25,000.
That's it. Exactly right. Spot on, Tower. We've got a hand here, blind on blind. Two legitimate hands in the blinds here. Ace 10 suited and ace queen. 777. Old fruit machine jackpot.
Aye. Yeah.
So Michael with the ace queen going to continue here. Our opponent shouldn't have ace king here, blind on blind, because we would have seen a 4-bet. So we're basically ahead of all of Simon's range except his pocket pairs. So I want to be continuing here, as he does. Simon going to make the call with ace high himself. He's slightly out-kicked. 5 of clubs on the turn. Does bring in a nut flush draw for Simon, but needs to be wary after Michael 3-bet and pre. Will have a fair amount of pocket pairs in there, meaning that our flush draw would be dead. But I reckon Michael may choose to check this one. But yeah, he does check it behind now. And it's the jack of spades on the river, and I doubt any need for either opponent to bluff here, and it should just go check, check. And the ace queen of Michael is the best hand. A nice pick up for him.
Suey. Do you reckon the 30-30 is more popular than the 25-25 with a higher buy-in, but also higher guarantees? I think coming back from the pandemic and 16 months out, it was with it and the online taking the 25-25s and keeping them and having great guarantees on there. The new concept of the 30-30, which obviously is 30-50 with a 50k guarantee, that was going to get the players out. And yes, we all understand that now, as the current climate stands, there's a little bit less choice to play, but eventually things for everybody will open up again. But they have started really well. London, when they rolled them out to Leeds, Portsmouth, Walsall, they all hit the guarantee and smashed it. So yeah, it's a new concept. They've run a couple of them and realised the clock's not as good as what it should be. Instantly changed it after listening to feedback, and I think they'll continue. Next year the 25-25s will come back live as well. Online have been fantastic, taking up the reins of Goliath, the seasonal specials, the 25-25s, the deep stacks, done them all. But as we know, some people do play live rather than online. But over to Jay.
So we got a hand brewing here. We had midi open, and Ryan 3-bet the ace king suited here, and Michael in the small blind deciding to 4-bet the nines. I actually quite like this because of how Ryan's been playing. I think this is the 4th time he's 3-bet already this session, and Michael aware of that. So just coming in with the 4-bet with the nines and flops middle set. He's going to love that flop, Michael. And the thing is here, this is a board, as the 4-bet I was just about to say, in terms of range, you're going to check a lot of the time. So I'm happy to see Michael check the set here, not for trapping purposes, but more to do with the range of hands that he's going to have and the range of hands that Ryan's going to have in this spot. 6 of hearts rolls off on the turns, and now is when we want to start betting here as Michael with the pocket nines. Start trying to get value from our set after Ryan does elect to check back flop. A bet of 3.6 into 9.9, so just over 3rd pot. And Ryan with a decision here of ace king. If Michael did choose to cold for a hand like ace queen, we are ahead of that, but that is about it in terms of hands that we're ahead of. I guess we're ahead of some stone cold bluffs, but like the king queen, which could be a 4-bet bluff, the suited wheel aces may choose to just take one stab at the flop and give up. But this jack of hearts on the river, giving Michael a boat. Oh, he's checked it.
Oh, he's checked it.
And now it's over to Ryan. Might just check this one back. We're still ahead of ace queen, and obviously bluffs that didn't choose to continue. And the nines are going to take that one down. I really like the check on the flop, but I think it should be bet and river there, as Michael with the nines. Obviously had his reasons to check. Maybe he thought Ryan was going to overbluff that spot. But nice little hand there. I guess Ryan can have some Jack X maybe. Jack Queen suited, King Jack suited that peeled in position, getting that price. That would check flop in a 4-bet pot. Yeah, it's bad. I just think I think once Ryan checks back flop and then calls turn, just looks like a hand he wants to get to showdown with, and I just think he's going to be checking back too often. Could be wrong. Maybe he can have a jack there more often than not. Obviously, these players have been playing with each other so far for nearly 3 hours today, so that can always be taken into account. How they've been playing at the table. If Ryan's been barreling off on rivers, then maybe we can check more, or we just know he's going to overbluff that spot.
Stephen to actually just getting his drink ordered and sorted out from the valet. Five, king, six, 2 clubs. No flush draw from it.
Takes that one down. Yeah, Delirious Bacon, agree completely. Check call like our overpairs there, our queens, kings and aces. And then like our hands like that, say if we somehow have got a jack, we just went for the cold 4 of ace jack or something like that, bet our boats and our obviously jack X as well. But it's all obviously down to opinion. Everyone plays hands differently. Can't get inside their head all the time what they're thinking. And Brad Simpson says jam. That was a play on the river. And Dragos putting out a little move there. Ace 5 off, facing hijack open, comes in for the 3-bet bluff, gets it through with the ace blocker in there. Queen Jack suited. Michael didn't want to continue with, obviously to do with the stack size of the opponent on his left. I think he only had around 7k to start that hand, 7.5k, so just not deep enough to peel there. Fine to just let that one go.
More than one coach.
Yeah, coaches.
Coaches. Is that because first one couldn't live up to his expectations? Is that what it is? or just spammed them to death? What was it, Brad? Why have you got 2 coaches? Learning twice as much, I suppose.
So Ethan's turn to open. Ace 8 suited gets called in 3 spots. Dragos in with King Jack and the hijack. Baz with the 8-7 suited on the button. And the big blind is in with the 4-5 as well. A little bit of action here. Top pair for Ethan. Flush draw for Baz. Up and down for Vamshi. So, very surprised that we don't go 3-way to this turn. No need for Baz or Vamshi to raise here. Just want to call. I know we have a draw, can potentially raise them some of the time, but on an ace high board especially after Ethan's opened early position, just find it flat and play some turns. And King of Spades on the turn. And Ethan now deciding whether he wants to come in for another street into 2 players or whether he's going to come in for a check, but goes for the bet here. I guess trying to just charge the draws here. It's very hard, I'd say, to get called twice here by a hand. They're actually behind 2, there isn't a draw. Like 6x is going to fold to this barrel on the turn, and most weaker ace-x will let it go as well. Especially once we bet into 3 players on the flop and then continue betting into 2 players on the turn. It just seems very strong, so just think this is to get some value from the flush draws out there. Although Vamshi actually has the inconspicuous here, 5-4. It does come a deuce or a 7, be interesting. But it's the 6 of spades, and this may just be a check now. Like ace-x of spades is a possibility. It would call turn as well. Obviously the diamond draws we're not getting paid from. King X shouldn't really be out there other than King X of diamonds. And obviously we chop with all other ace-x, which probably aren't going to fold. So I wouldn't mind just seeing Ethan check this one behind, but it looks like he is going to go for some value. Unless he's gone big here and he's just trying to get Vamshi off of a chop, which could make sense as well. And if that was the case, it's a nice play, which you can do in them spots. If Vamshi's defended out the big with a reggy ace, you're now chopping with that on the river, so going near the pot size, applying the pressure when we've got the stronger hands there is fine.
If you can't play GUKPT, Manchester, Coventry is on the horizon, and the satellites running every night for the 250 mini and the £750 main. There's also £1,500 packages, satellites every Sunday, and all tickets can be used at any GUKPT stop, and they do not expire. So win one, win another, pass them on, or use them for the rest of this season anywhere you want to. GUKPT Coventry is on its way, satellites running for the mini and the main from as little as a £5. Yeah, so we gave the news out about the 30-30s and the restructure. All positive feedback coming back from you guys. Absolutely. And with the 30-30s, don't forget the online day ones at 8 PM online as well. And you can choose whatever you want to play. So if you play the online, you can bag up at the end of the night. Not virtual bag. You can play this week or next week, Coventry, Liverpool, Luton and Sheffield. Pick one. Go to the new CBS Stadium if you fancy, or the Ricoh Arena as it was. That's Coventry next weekend. Liverpool at Albadock in Leo's, Luton and Sheffield. Not many Sheffield since the opening night. believe it or not. I did the videos for the opening night, and that was it. And then got
I've never been to
and
Sheffield.
and then got invited to the VIP night for the opening night. Gets there, it was the night before. Thanks for that. Oh no, this was yesterday. What? I got told today. No, we opened it yesterday. All right, thanks.
Only you could do that, Tower.
Absolutely.
Back to the action, because we've got Baz opening here in the hijack. Ethan just choosing to defend the 10s in the big blind. Flops the double gutter backdoor flush draw and continues, and Ethan not getting involved with 2 overcards, just lets that one go.
That'd be good. Do you think we'll be able to have any information regarding Goliath live when we're in Coventry? There you see, we're in Coventry. Release it for the Coventry for the. I like that. See, it's up there. It's all up there.
So you know the issue we've got next year the Commonwealth Games is in Birmingham,
Oh right, okay.
and the arena's got, I want to say, hockey and karate.
Oh, okay.
So we get pushed back a little.
Oh. Commonwealth Games are in Britain. Didn't know that.
Yeah,
Does anybody still watch the Commonwealth Games? I didn't really watch the Olympics, to be fair.
King 6, 2 hearts, both players with a pair. Dragos with the better of it, with the pocket 7s here. Good little flop for him, actually. Better to see 2 kings out there than 1. Makes it less likely for our opponent to contain one in his hand, but Vamshi with 2 pair as well is going to make the call here with a freeze, still ahead of a fair bit of Dragos' range. Although this queen on the turn will hit some of the hands that Dragos will have that will just continue. So Vamshi probably not going to put another chip in this pot. Should just check this one behind and try and get to showdown as cheaply as possible. 8 on the river, and be very surprised if this didn't go check tower. Still ahead of some hands here as Vamshi, ace jack, ace 10, just some suited ace x that opened, and he does check behind.
Yeah, let's check. Jesus says, I hope you saw the high jump in the 100-metre finals. Is that because the Italians won? That's got to be a first, hasn't it? 100-metre final, an Italian winning. They chopped it. How can you chop a high jump?
I saw the video of that when they went, can you not just give us both a gold medal? And he went, we'll see if we can do it. And he went, yeah, there you
Really?
go. Yeah.
They didn't want to go back to a playoff. So we both tied.
You can't tie.
Well, apparently you can.
It's like watching cricket for 5 days and the end up as a draw. That's pointless. What a stupid game that is. Yeah, the 100-metre final, I saw that. I didn't see it, I saw the rerun. The Italian guy winning. That's a bit silly, that, with the high jump.
Italian guy won the 100 metres.
Yeah. Must be first time ever.
They won the Euros. They won 100 metres. Euros.
Do you know what? We speak to Gigi a lot in Australia. The bloke, old Gigi's. Big first thing she did, the Italians won Eurovision. Like, whoop-de-doo. You vote for me and we'll vote for you. Over to you, young man.
Yeah, we're going to have some chips put in the pot here. Ace, King, Queens colliding. Button versus Big Blind. This is this could potentially. I know what are we at? What 300 Big Blind now? 100 Big Steve. I doubt it will get in pre, but Button versus Big Blind dynamic. I expect to see a 4-bet from Ethan, and then maybe even a 5-bet from Michael, dependent the sizing they choose, whether it goes in pre or not. We are very, very deep, but it's just the dynamic of the situation. Ethan on the button, Michael in the Big Blind. This
is ending up all in, isn't it?
We're very deep, Tower.
I know.
I'd be shocked if Ethan didn't 4-bet. Put it that way. I'd be shocked if he didn't 4-bet.
I think he's going in.
Yeah, there's the 4-bet from Ethan, 7.5, and back on Michael now. I can't really 5-bet to any size here, so it's jam or flat. Obviously, folds out of the question. But because of the dynamic here, it may just be put in. I know it's 100 bigs, but that's what happens sometimes when 2 players wake up with monsters. Button versus Big Blind. no one ever gives the button credit for the hand. And then when the big blind free bets, no one ever gives him credit there. And there's the all-in, and Ethan now going to have to call this off, and we're off to the races. Big flip here, 200 big blind flip. This is a huge pot for level 3 of the day.
So it's all going in, is it, Jay? Well, I'm not too sure. It's too deep here, Tower. What happens? 7, Jack, 6, Queens, still in front. They look like they're all in as well, the Queens.
Oh, Ethan finds the king on the turn. So it looks like we're going to lose Michael. He's got 2 outs to find, and it's a 9 on the river. 60k pot going the way of Ethan there. Queen's no good. That's just a stone cold caller. Button versus big
Check
blind.
the stacks.
I know it's 100 bigs going in pre, but just the button versus big blind dynamic. There's not much more you can do. It's just a caller. It's part of poker. Sometimes you're on the right end, sometimes you're on the wrong.
Yeah. What has he got left? Yeah, he has got 4k left. Yeah, the same record and both failed at the height. The best friends agreed to split the gold. Okay. And Scott, the Bronx Bomber. I always get his surname wrong, so I've stopped saying it now.
It's Cation, is it?
Well, it's not, because he told me it was something different. So it's spelt Cation, but it's not. It's like K-T-N.
Okay.
So, anyway, Scott, the Bronx Bomber. He's back in the building. What time is it in Seattle? 8 AM, is it? Good morning.
Yeah, morning, Scott. You see you tuning in again. Rumour has it you'll be in Coventry as well, getting a flight over to come and play GUKPT Coventry. That is commitment. So Ethan, after just getting a huge double, 200 big blind stack now, opening Queen Jack in the cut-off. Michael here's got an easy shove. It's these two going at it again. Ace Queen in the small blind. In it goes for what is 13 big blinds, and Ethan
Queen, double up.
Queen Jack suited.
Michael's going to double when he calls.
It's pretty close, to be fair. It's pretty close. Like at this stage of the tournament, I know it's not even 5% of Ethan's stack, or just over 5%. Sorry, but at a different stage of the tournament, 13 big blinds, we probably wouldn't be putting it in with Queen Jack, and that's actually so disciplined from Ethan there.
Well
it's
done.
Very good.
I was expecting.
That's very, very
I was
good.
definitely expecting the call.
He's just won that pot. He's got 60k. He's got to put 4k in with Queen Jack suited against an all-in, but he just knows in terms of big blinds that it should be a fold, and he finds that fold, which I don't think a lot of players make, to be honest with you. It's just very, very good discipline. So Vamshi going to open A7 suited, UTG +2. Ryan's in with a 9-8 of spades in the low jack, and Stephen 6-4 off in the big blind. He's getting a nice price, so going to flick in the 500 over 4.5 to 1 on the call, and going 3-way to this flop. Ace King 5, all spades. Any good flops about
Any
Ryan?
good flops, meal fruit. Any good flops at all?
And Vamshi flopping top pair here. Could get himself in a little bit of trouble. Bet 1k here. And Ryan now got to choose how to proceed here, whether he wants to raise now, just start getting value from his flush, or whether he's going to come in with a flat call and set the trap, and it is taking the trap option. It's the Jack of Diamonds on the turn, and I think we've got a pretty clear check here now as Vamshi. Yes, we still do have top pair, but we do need to be wary of the hands that Ryan's pinning us with. in the low jack once we open EP. I'd like to see Vamshi check this one over, and he does check. And Ryan now got the green light to bet, and we've got 13.6k in our stack. So if I'm Ryan, I'm probably sizing up around 3k. So if Vamshi makes the call, there's 10.8 in the middle, there's 10.6 in our stack, and we've got a perfect pot size bet on the river to move all in. So 3.5, this is perfectly fine. And Vamshi going to be in a spot here with the A7. We've got top pair, but what has to go through his head now, Ryan's never going to have a worse hand for value in this spot. So it comes down to what bluffs he can have. There are plenty. You can have a hand like Queen Jack with the Queen of Spades, some sort of hand with that card in it, and this is actually going to get Vamshi off the hook. I doubt he would have called river anyway with just an ace, but it's just going to check this over. Ryan's got one move only here with his stack size, and be very surprised if Vamshi put another penny in this pot. And there is the jam. And snap fold from Vamshi, just knows. Called the turn and fold the river. But Ryan back up over to starting stack now. Afternoon, JK. Jake Marston in the chat.
Oi, oi. I've just been asked, is there a 2k high roller in Coventry? I've not been asked that ever before.
First time for everything, is there?
Ever. The main event's only 750, so no, there won't be a 2k high roller in Coventry. But there is the full schedule on the GUKPT website. It's also on the app as well, on the Poker Live app. There's the mini main online on the Saturday. There's also the 5 seats guaranteed. There's the mini main at 250. There's the Omaha at 200. Seniors at 150, and then the main events plus satellites make up the week. On the Saturday, and there's a bounty. That's a £165 bounty, and on Sunday the last event is a 200. So plenty going on in Coventry. Cannot wait to get back down to the CBS Stadium, the Rico Arena as it was. I still genuinely want to know what the difference between an arena and a stadium is. Because the Rico Arena surely should have been the CBS Arena. But it's not, it's a CBS Stadium. I need to know. Somebody please tell me what the difference is.
Just waiting for action to catch up. The 10 of diamonds on the river. Baz making 2 pair. And puts the bet in, but ace high not calling in this spot.
Joe Bryden. Hey up me old cock. Just wondering if you could tell me how Nick Ramsey's getting on. We'll try and let you know. There's a break coming up.
50 minutes.
In 50 minutes, we'll try and get quite a few chip counts onto the blog and onto the live stream when we return after the 60-minute dinner break. So we go on dinner break at 5, which means we'll be back at around 6 p.m. We'll try and do that for you. The sponsors chooses the name. Yeah, no, but you can't really change it from an arena to a stadium without telling us why. No, what's the difference? I just genuinely want to know the name. I want to know the reason. What the difference is.
Fulham's home ground. What's that called?
Craven Cottage.
Yeah, is that a cottage?
No, they don't play any cottage.
There you go.
Aren't they building a swimming pool at Craven Cottage, the new football ground? Because they're building the new one directly behind it, aren't they? Literally directly
I
behind
didn't
it.
know it was a swimming pool, but
And apparently it's got a swimming pool in the top deck of one of the stands.
I'm just going to hop into this hand towel because we've got a bit of action. Ethan waking up with the ladies, UTG +2. Stephen with 8s on the button and midi, ace-9 suited in the big blind. 10-3 deuce rainbow. So good flop here for Ethan. Going to be continuing his over pair. Stephen going to have to call once here with the pocket 8s. And doubt that's the case. That could be a graphic error. It said midi donk this flop with ace-9 suited. Which I'd be very surprised if he did. It'd make more sense that he floated with the ace-9 suited, overcalled getting that price, and Ethan now coming in for the second street of value with his queens. Not really too much to worry about. It's more midi that we're going to be worried about in this spot in the big blind. Can have a hand like 4-6 suited or ace-4 that has just turned a wheel, but both players get out the way with the worst of it, and Ethan's going to pick that one up.
Stadium equals just sporting arena equals sporting / entertainment. Okay. I'm sure that the CBS will be having live music. Plus the rugby. Is it Wasps that play down there? I think it is, isn't it?
Ethan's found another hand, ace-king this time. And Stephen with the queen 10 suited here, playing sub 20 big blinds, just chose to flat here. Ethan been opening a lot of pots. I know we can see that he's actually had the hands the last 20 minutes or so, but I'm Stephen here, the queen 10 of diamonds, just over 15 big blinds, probably just going to move in, but chooses to call, preserve his chips. Baz's going to come in on the button as well with the queen 9 suited, and it's three-way action after Vamshi folds the big blind. To the flop.
Jack 3 deuce.
Two clubs.
We put our delivery.
Oh, thank you very much. Cheers, Andy.
See, Razor Kev's giving me the answer. I'll give you back to that after this hand.
So continue from Ethan with ace king. Looks like it's been called in one spot. Baz has called with the queen 9. Come in with the fruity float.
The river is a 4 of hearts. I don't know. So we're at 4.5 from Ethan on the river.
Yeah, Baz not folding.
Baz is not folding. So an arena is meant to be an enclosed rather than open roof. So maybe the CBS decided on naming it to its proper name, i.e. the stadium. There you go. And then Kev just says, it makes no sense to me.
Ace Jack from Michael makes it 600. UTG +2.
The active Baz
Yeah.
is involved again.
Middy's in as well on the button, and Vamshi gonna peel the suited connectors in the small four-way action yet again.
King 10 deuce, 2 spades.
So the Ace Jack actually still the best hand here with just ace high. Does have a Broadway draw. Not much else going on for anyone else. Michael gonna see bet this and be very surprised if he didn't get the job done, especially off his stack size as well. He's actually very short here, playing just under 15 bigs and 3 quick folds. And Michael takes that one.
Any kings about?
That's up there. Kept it like the ball didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah, Simon choosing to check back top pair here on the flop. But once we turn in trips, even with the flush draw out there, easy bet for us. And Ethan just can't continue with Queen High.
We're on about half an hour to go until the end of this session, and then a 60-minute dinner break. We will be pausing the stream and restarting the stream for that refresh that's needed to bring us back into line. You won't miss any action because we are on a 60-minute dinner break, but we'll get some chip counts running through the stream at the start of level number 5. Get quite a few so we can find out who's playing in the room. Good lad. Good old Dave. Depends if you come like with chocolate we like. Nah, to be fair, Jay, he didn't ask us, did he? He said save us a samosa.
Yeah, he did.
He didn't say I'm going for some chocolate.
Yeah, it's a good fact.
Take your time, Dave. We had a tower exclusive while you were busy working, you two. The 3030's changed its structure. 40-minute clock all the way through. 11 levels. Love you.
Frankie, you want another? Hello, yeah.
Look at that. Fading away down there like a racing snake over there, Frankie. Salad. Oh no, sorry. No, sorry.
The Baz.
Oi, oi.
Kings under
So
the
you
gun
play
plus
every
2.
hand, eventually you get one.
You got some chips here, but you lost some of them to Jim.
And Ryan in the cut-off hit. Going to be continuing. It's just in which form he wants to continue, whether it be flat or 3-bet. And just chooses the flat. Really good timing. Oh, action.
Queen, 10, deuce, 2 spades.
So we've got the overpair here for Baz and Ryan with the up and down. So definitely going to be some money put in this pot. Expect Baz to continue, and then Ryan with the king jack suited. Won't be folding. I have the option to call or raise.
Put some diesel in. Yeah. Just outside.
And does make the call. And the turn
Oh,
is the ace
there
of
you
diamonds.
go.
It's better for Ryan to make Broadway here than it would have been for the 9 to come, given the king eye straight, because Baz now not going to lose as many chips as if it was the 9 that rolled off and the ace. Ryan's still going to have some ace x in there.
Do you like ball?
Ace x of spades, ace jack,
He's going to fire again, Bazza.
and obviously king jack's in there, what Ryan does actually have in this specific situation. But Baz, ace doesn't seem to worry him. He's come in for a 3.5k bet.
I think if we just flat call, Baz obviously puts the brakes on.
With position, Ryan may choose to just call here, keep his hand deceptive, but what might be going through his mind is when Baz double barrels his turn, he can have a hand like ace queen, he can be pretty strong, ace king that continued flop, that probably isn't going to fold to a raise, and that's what he's deciphered, and that's why he's ripped it in here, just because Baz have got all these hands that can't fold to our shove, and there's potential rivers like a spade, jack or king that do kill our action.
So that's for a count. Looks like 18.
Yeah.
20 it is, so just a little bit out on the count. 20,000. Just being adjusted in the tracker as we
I'd
speak.
be really shocked if we saw Baz call here.
20.3.
Like, we've got one of the main cards that's going to be in Ryan's hand. If Ryan's got a bluff here, the king of spades is a pretty large proportion of that. Like, you can have some king x of spades, king 10 of spades. I know we blocked the king jack, which Ryan is repping what might be going through his hand, but Ryan can also have hands here for value, deuces, queen 10, 10s, queens in there as well. They didn't decide to free bet. Is he ever really going to bluff this spot?
Yeah, it's folding, but
And the thing with players as well,
Yeah,
Tal,
make it-
people don't usually bluff in spots where it's just so much better for our opponent's range. Like, he's got the aces, the queens here, the ace king, ace queen. Baz has all those hands. So it's hard for Ryan to bluff when that is a large part of Baz's range. Very hard to pull the trigger when your opponent has all those hands. So I think after some time in the tank, we'll see Baz get out of the way here.
passes and open folds kings. Just showing that he can make them folds.
Raised to 800.
So a bit of action. Heading towards the dinner break in about 25 minutes time. Yeah, he didn't like the ace. He didn't realise he was so far behind though, did he? No, Baz won himself the satellite seat last night. Vamshi's got 2. Played it Wednesday and Thursday. A seat in each of them. Great effort for seat number 2. King of the River cements it for Simon.
4-day run, 6 hours.
I know, I've just gone over it. You're a teenager, I'm 30. You still are. You look it. You look quite but you still internet. Let's raise that one. Internet players. Not TV, internet players. It's not a cash game, you know. I know, you can rebuy them. Yeah, that's why you probably
So the main event is creeping up. £343,000 in the prize pool as it stands right now. Another absolutely amazing turnout for the GUKPT. Side events were mental. There wasn't a seat to be had for the first 5 days anywhere. But the only seat that was available is when I fell off my chair Saturday night at the bar. But superb numbers yet again. £343,000 as it stands. Heading towards the end of level 4, 150 runners out of the 193 that have played so far.
So Ethan opening King 10 suited, makes it 700 to go. And Baz got an easy defend here in the big blind with the Queen 10. .685, 2 clubs, not much for either player here. Even choosing not to continue this board, just in terms of range of hands that the big blind's got here. C-bet just less likely to get through. And nice lead there from Baz. Just understanding this is going to be a lot better board for us than Ethan. Leads with the Queen High and gets the best hand to fold. So we have got around 20-25 minutes before we will head out on the dinner break.
Where's the 700?
Cheers, Gully. Gully says, right, gents, off to the pub. Hope everyone's had a good weekend. Busy tomorrow, so probably won't be back until really late Saturday, so most likely Sunday. Good luck to anyone playing. Thanks for tuning in, Gully. We'll see you in the chat either later tomorrow evening or Sunday for the final day. enjoy your Friday night at the pub. It's got Ryan, who makes it 700 to go with the ladies under the gun. And Baz should be getting out of the way. Like I say, should. He's reaching for chips here. Under the gun open, 9-8 off. Not going to fare too well against that range. But Baz wants to play. Hasn't come to fold today. And Vamshi in with a 6-4. Ace, deuce, 3 spades. So Ryan chooses to check this. It's a kind of similar spot that we spoke about with the King Queen earlier, especially with the Queen of Spades in our hand here. We're either way ahead or way behind here with the pocket queens, and in this case we are way ahead. So want to keep like the dominated hands in here that our two opponents have. Nearly got 100% freeway with one card to come. But Ryan choosing to check again. Bit of deception. Like the check on the flop, and the river is the deuce of clubs, and I think this is the river that we will see Ryan come in for a value bet with. Want to try and get called by a Jack X hand that Baz can potentially have here on the button. So doesn't need to go too big, just around 1,000 would be perfect, but it's gone a little bit bigger. I think 1,500, fine as well, and gets the job done. But good to see him coming in for the value bet there, try and extract value from a Jack X type hand. Yeah, cheers Andy, thank you.
I didn't get one, I got a
It's all right to drive.
It's a lovely drive. It's a sea out way, you know. It's not even going straight ahead.
Queen 9-8, 2 spade flop. King 9 now the best hand for Ethan here. Now for opening it under the gun. Right, the decision to check here with the second pair. And midi, going to be a very good board for his range, peeling the under the gun open on the button. Does come in for a bet here with just king high. Equity to the nuts as well, 10 rolled off. Ace of spades on the turn. Ethan should still be playing in flow, and midi not going to come in for a double barrel on a card that's good for Ethan. Check the aggressor. So approaching the back end of level 4. After this session we will be on that hour dinner break. And then back with another table once everyone's watered and fed. And what we will do, if you tuned in earlier on today, we will play the rest of the Steve Warburton hour with the tower. Got some good stories. Saw Steve yesterday on the feature table. Always a regular here in Manchester for the GUKPT. Oh, did he? He busted 10 minutes from the ends last night, Steve Warburton, I've just been told. But he's back again today, having another bullet. And hopefully we'll see him day 2 tomorrow. As Stephen gets his last, what is 17 big blinds in with Ace King. And Michael lets the Queen 10 suited go. PSV_connect asks what's the guarantee? The guarantee on this is £200,000. However, how are we getting on, Tower? Have we smashed that yet?
300 and something.
Yeah, we smashed the guarantee already. We're now just trying to look at what figure we're going to get at the end of today. And we still tomorrow exactly.
£343,200 in the prize fund.
Yeah, this is probably going to be somewhere between £400,000 and £500,000, dependent on bust outs. How many?
That's a big mark. That's a big line.
It's going to be somewhere in between there, between 400 and 500. It's just there's a lot of other factors to take into account. If people want to re-enter, how many people are going to be playing the turbo? How many people are going to buy in for day 2?
So literally, it's going to be between 200 and a million.
That's a bit different. That's a little bit different. I'm working with 100 runners either side.
If you were starting the line right now, knowing the information that you've got,
what now? If I'm starting the line,
level 4,
my line now
coming towards the dinner break, 343,000 in the prize pool.
My line would be
late
470.
With the late reg and the turbo. The turbo will take it up to 420,000. I reckon. How many day ones? There's 2 day ones and a turbo, so basically 3. Day 1A was yesterday, day 1B is today, and day 1C is tonight at 8 PM. It's a turbo. It's a 20-minute clock throughout on a 20,000 starting stake, which starts at 8. So I'm guessing that more or less finishes the same time as the main, doesn't it?
Yeah, it should do.
The longer day one?
I think they're meant to coincide with each other. That's how it's meant to work. Whether that will be the case. As Vamchi, Ace 5 suited, under the gun +3. And Ryan in the hijack here got an easy 3-bet with the Ace King. Gives it 2k to go. Oh, Michael's got aces, but he's not that deep, so Ryan's not going to do that many chips, but he is going to give Michael a double up here.
Vamshi might give him a spin.
No, Vamshi's never calling here, Tower. We've seen it. We've got a cold 4-bet rip here for, what is this, 18 big blinds, just shy of. It's fold from Vamshi, call from Ryan, and then saying that I haven't seen hardly any spades go into the muck here, so never know. Could get unlucky here, Michael. It's very, very difficult to lose with aces when your opponent has an ace in their hand, though. It's so difficult to lose with them. You've got to get very unlucky.
How did you go?
Pardon?
Twice.
Oh, yeah.
You got very unlucky twice
in
the same day.
We'll mention that story some point. At some point. I'm waiting for the right time. And that's it. That's running kings.
See you, the ace 5 of hearts. Would have had a sweat.
Wouldn't have got there though.
No.
So it's a double.
PSV, it's not an insurance. The 1K main events have always had a 200,000 guarantee. The smaller events have a 100,000 guarantee. But considering we've just come out of a global pandemic, for the company to write off a 200k guarantee is a great effort, I believe. but the numbers have just been insane. There was no guarantee on the mini main. People said they weren't going to play it, and why would you play it with no guarantee? They ended up with £167,000 in the prize. So, yeah, sometimes the guarantee you think, well, what's the point? But it is there, set a line, and people will turn up.
Yeah,
it's a great effort. It's the numbers have been superb for the first two events of 2021. Everybody was a little bit wary of how we were all getting back into it, but Stephen's trying to get back into it. Look at this.
Yeah, little 20 big shove rip with the 8-6 off, and it gets the job done versus Midi.
Yeah,
just went for it there, Stephen.
So yeah, it's coming out of the global pandemic. It was always going to be tough, but the numbers have been absolutely amazing.
There shouldn't be too long left on the clock, around 10-15 minutes, and then we will head out on an hour dinner break. However, although the dinner break is an hour, I believe we're still going to be back at 5:45.
I'm not cutting my hour dinner break down for nobody.
I'm happy to. So
Yes.
the stream should be back. We're hoping if
At
everything goes
5:45.
right at 5:45,
Yeah.
and then we'll be back on track. Half-hour delay again,
Yeah.
and everything's back to normal.
Absolutely. We only need 45 minutes to do a
That's
do a
fine.
10k run, don't we?
Yeah. So Midi 10-9 suited under the gun, raises it up to 800, and Ryan going to come in with the free bet to 2.2. Action back on Midi. And these players, they are 80 odd big blinds deep here. Midi can peel this, very nice hand. Lots of playability. And Ryan has been pretty active with his free bets this session, so doesn't necessarily need to be nutted in this spot. Ace 5, deuce, 2 spades. Neither player's going to like that flop, but in terms of range, Ryan looks like he's going to come in for a continue here. This board's just going to hit us a lot more than it does Midi, and there's the continue, and gets it through.
Yeah, Span's got it. You remember the first time coming out of the pandemic and McDonald's announced they were opening, and it was 2.5 hours to go and get a latte. Well, that's a little bit like poker. Everybody wants to play because we can. The restrictions are now being restricted, and you run a good tournament, you've got the good staff, and people will come and play. And that's just the way Manchester has gone. London was obviously half and half because of the restrictions, and then they unrestricted everything, and it just got bigger and bigger. It's pretty over 600,000 in London. They run a good tournament, and people will turn up, and that's just how Manchester has turned out. Just fabulous. We always say it's you put on a good show and people will turn up, and that's just exactly what's happening in Manchester, because the side events were just incredible. The side events were just no guarantee on a mini, and people were saying, "No, I'm not playing without my guarantee," and they end up with 760 runners.
It's a good event as well, the Mini. Very, very good event. Very well run.
Yeah. If you want a bit of online poker, the 50,000 closer is on Sunday, £110 in, 7 p.m. At 6 p.m. is the free roll, the live stream final day free roll. We'll give you the password on Sunday afternoon. Goliath satellites running all day long. And then on Sunday, if you fancy a little bit of a flutter, for day 3, all the players that are left go into a live book on Grosvenor Sport, where you can have a punt on one of your favourite players on this Sunday.
Michael with the aces. really played his short stack really well, Michael. He lost that brutal caller to Ethan Button versus Big Blind, and he's just not shoved his chips in with any two. He's been very patient. He's played the short stack well. He's got one double up, and now he's been rewarded with the aces. And Vampsy going to defend the 4-3 here.
Queen 10-9, 2 diamonds.
May choose to check this one behind. Definitely will have some checks here with aces on Queen 10-9, but opting to continue, and Vampsy's just going to get out of the way.
Yeah, I think also on the numbers side of it all, don't forget there's a couple of clubs that haven't reopened and not been able to, or they're waiting for complete restrictions to end. And but it's same as in any town. You put on a decent show and people will turn up, and that's exactly what has happened. Squiddly diddly. You reckon Coventry will smash the guarantee in the same way Manchester has? We're so looking forward to going back to Coventry. We really are. It's a superb venue. Where obviously they had 3 GUKPTs there, and then Goliath basically took over for July and August. So they just moved the GUKPTs elsewhere, and Goliath was on it. But if Coventry is successful, Jim has already indicated that Coventry will have a leg next year. Nothing's set in stone as yet, as we know. It's all just talk at the minute, but it's great news. It's great news for the Midlands. It's great news for poker players that there's more choice of where to play. But we are looking forward to getting back to the CBS Stadium, or the old Rico Arena, whichever you want to call it. A lot of people just call it the Rico Arena forever. It is what it is. So the last few hands of this session. Another good session, nice and steady, colour big hands. And when we come back here, a new set of 9 players from one of the outer tables that will be on the feature. Every 2 hours we change the players. Basically at the break, every single break we change players, so people get a turn. Sometimes it's a little bit unfair on playing on the feature for too long. We will be restarting the live stream as well, so don't worry about it when the clock comes back on. Just to catch up. I want to remember doing the World Series Poker Europe back in the day. I think it was 2009. I think it 2009, 2010. They had 2 live tables in the Empire. One downstairs on the main stage for the ESPN, and one upstairs because the Empire was like everywhere could have a poker table. And Daniel Negreanu finished second. He lost to Barry Shulman. Heads up. And Daniel Negreanu played every single hand of the 5-day comp on a TV table. Every single hand. He was never ever off a feature table. And he never complained about it once, apparently. He didn't complain about it once, he complained about it loads of times. No. Yeah, he played every single hand all the way down to the final hand on a feature table during the comp. Some people love it, but we give people plenty more choice, so every 2 hours we have a new table. Checked all the way to the river. The 9s are holding up. What's happened to the graphics? Somebody's nicked the graphics. Ace Jack gets there on the river. Made it in seat 1.
You're going to take this one?
Are they doing any flip and goes online for Goliath? I know they're doing an absolute ton of satellites, but I'm not sure if they're doing the flip and goes. When we do them live, they are so much fun. They are so much fun live, the flip and goes in the morning. There's only been one person in the entire 9 years of Goliath that was chip leader on day 1 and went on to win it.
And day 2.
And day 2.
Yeah, what that's
And
like,
the final
do you know
day.
how hard that is? And the final table chip leader.
Yeah.
Like,
one person in 9 years.
of Florian Duter. But then the thing that people don't remember about that story tower is 3 or 4 hands left to play back end of the day. There's another guy on Florian's table who's got like 600k. Florian had 500k, and they got it all in pre. Florian had kings and the other guy had aces, and Florian found a king on the flop. And if he don't find that king,
we have a different champion.
It's completely different, and that's how small the margins are in this game. You need that bit of luck, and that luck's not always on the final table. It could just come earlier on in a day 1, which actually propels you towards that final table. There's so much that can happen.
So last couple of hands before the end of the session, we will be restarting the live stream, so you'll see the 30-minute clock come back very shortly. We will have caught up and the videos will be on. Yeah, wasn't it just after an EPT win as well?
Yeah, he's just flying, he was.
1400.
Cutie Van Wooter, you're absolutely right, he did win something big as well.
Cash for nearly $1 million in the PSPC, I believe.
This could be it. As players from around the room are starting to stand up. As you can see there, 192 in the background have made it to the dinner break. 192 players. But this is the last hand because everybody is standing up.
Stephen chose to link the old Jack 3
Yeah.
suited. He has a little look at the clock.
You can fold now, Stephen, because we're not going to play another hand.
Go get
There you
your dinner. We will
Well
be back
worked out.
at
Back.
1:45.
Yeah, back at 5:45. Quick restart videos coming on. Catch you very soon, guys.